Oh, for the love of, here we go again. What is up, peeps? Hope you're all enjoying your day. Before we head into the weekend, let's talk about another Warzone versus Call of Duty Pro debate out there, sparked from Call of Duty Next, and that being Black Ops 6 gameplay, and of course, Warzone along with it, which now has Call of Duty pros more than ever thinking they're better than Warzone pros. And a lot of people and pro players and streamers giving their opinions, which we will share in this video. But let's first show some of the videos that sparked all of this discussion, as it was the Optic Trio, that being Kenny, Methods, and Shotzzy, who apparently won 4 games of Warzone in a row against some pretty good Warzone players, albeit it was not all of the best Warzone players in the world, keep that in mind, but they had a good streak going, and they looked very good and very competitive.
Yeah, I'm on it too. I'm hearing some insane shit on me. I think he's literally like that.
Marshal requesting UAV tasking.
I got it, boy.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Yeah, he's in. What's weak? Don't think it's really. It's good shit, dude. Ice, baby, ice.
Come on now.
Good shit, baby.
Forward a fucking row.
But to show you guys a bit of a flip side too, the Warzone guys still had a lot of success. Here is Joe. We already shared this clip, but nearly a 1v3 on that Optic Trio, by the way. Of course, Shotzzy with the final assassination. This is one of their victories, but just showing you what could have been. It was close.
I knew that was Ann, bro. That's comedy. Ooh. That looked comedy. I'm dead. Teep, invited us back. Yeah.
See, you got went to someone.
Huge.
So happy when I went.
You might have to rest somewhere else. They're all three just hands.
It is crazy that there's just literally one team up. Like, bro, what? That is wicked word.
Landing on you, zipped on you.
No. Fuck. Dude, that lobby got cooked, bro.
And this, of course, sparking Sir Methods to go on a Twitter tirade and apparently ruffling a lot of feathers. He was definitely going full gas on this, all right? Definitely really running up these 4 Warzone victories. And again, the lobbies were split amongst a couple hundred competitors that were there. And so it really depended who you landed with. It was not all Warzone people. Just so you guys know, there were creators in there. There were streamers in there. There were COD peeps, multiplayer sided. There was Warzone sided. And they were not all professionals, okay? So I don't think these wins count. But of course, if you did win them like the Optic Trio did, you gotta earn your keep. You gotta dress it up a little bit on social media, and they did that, and that sparked a lot of responses. Methods eventually saying he had everyone debating this, even afterwards at the club or bar or wherever they went. So let's read into some of these replies. As he said, I had people arguing against me last night that HyDra, Shotzzy, and Simp teaming together in Warzone with 1 year of practice wouldn't run the show. And a lot of people had different responses, but you named 3 of the best players in the entire Call of Duty League, and some people hanging on to the words run the show, as in like win everything in Warzone, and that's what people were caught up on, along with after a year of practice. Like obviously 3 of the best Call of Duty pros in the entire world with a year of practice on Warzone would eventually do well in Warzone, but would they dominate everyone? And yeah, is a year long enough? A lot of replies out there saying give them 18 days, give them 3 months, give them half that time, or a year is generous. And some people, a lot of people agreeing with him because, yeah, that's not a crazy take, okay? But a lot of people disagreeing because we love debates. Like someone like Repool is also saying, Warzone Twitter accounts, we gotta lock it in on the impression farming. What are we doing? We got Glaze Intel and Jacob Fake News. That's Jacob Hale, not me. I didn't tweet about, Jacob Hale was gassing up these Optic boys. I was right there safely in the middle per usual, making people think this was a Warzone LAN with everyone in the same lobby. Then we have Methods responding saying 4x champ. They go back and forth. Repo's actually showing a time where Methods lost to Biffle in a 1v1. They talk about buying bottles for each other because they're all doing financially well, and that's freaking great for them. Then we got Jake getting in there as well. Of course, we've already seen this clip where it was a Warzone player owning up on Celium. If you guys have seen this with Omni Movement, this is a maddening clip. Like, I'm actually scared about Omni Movement, and I know you guys are just going to keep on saying, get better, whatever, but there's a fear down low. I know you guys have it too, that Omni Movement is crazy, especially for cracked people out there, and I'm not cracked. And so Repulls and Methods kept going back and forth about leaderboards and all this crap, and ex-COD pros like rated doing well, and yeah, that debate will never frickin' end. But then we got Swag saying, people gotta understand Call of Duty is Call of Duty. The gap is not as wide as people think. CDL guys would cook, as well as Biffle, Shifty, etc. would cook in the CDL. The talent for COD itself is at an all-time high. The gap will continue to close, which I think is a very interesting take. I think it's an obvious take that CDL pros could transition out of the Call of Duty League, and if they dedicated themselves full-time to Warzone, they eventually would do well. I don't think it's as obvious as a statement to say vice versa. Warzone pros could retire and then try and join the Call of Duty League. I think that would take a bit more time, but there are certainly Warzone pros that could do it, and I think a lot of us would agree more Call of Duty pros could make the switch to Warzone than Warzone to Call of Duty. That's just my take. And then someone actually finally asked about the most dominant Warzone trio we've seen in some time. Shifty, Hisoka, and Biffle saying, I don't know about that one, Chief. And then Method says, I think that would literally be the only competition for the trio of HyDra, Shotzzy, and Simp. So everyone just going back and forth, and here we go again, which I don't mind. It makes for easy content, it makes for easy reactions out there, and I think eventually we will see a LAN of Warzone pros versus COD pros, or we will continue to see, as Swag said, that gap close, and maybe some competitors try and make that switch, whether it be CDL guys in their offseason, or Warzone guys maybe try and make it. I don't think it's really financially feasible to make a Challengers run. It doesn't really make sense for them to dedicate time to that, but maybe they get Call of Duty League offers, or eventually when CDL expands or disbands and we go back to an open Call of Duty system, that would be awesome. Think about the amount of competitions we would have where players could float between Warzone and Call of Duty. I think personally that would be a pretty fairly healthy ecosystem if we can still have TOs and organizers work their way in. A big response out there from someone who never lacks confidence, that being Shifty. He had this to say though, a fiery response for the Warzone side, saying to Methods about HyDra, Shotzzy, and Simp, they are some of the best at what they do, but these 3 get dog-walked in Warzone by our bottom teams. After a year, I would think they'd be good, but not running the show, not even winning tournaments. My roster would dismantle any CDL trios that genuinely grind for more than a year. MW says, your team could definitely compete, but to say the bottom teams are dog-walking them after a year of practice is crazy. And Shifty fires back by saying, my team would not falter one bit to a CDL trio that grinds. I would run their world for however many years they play. And I'm like, I don't even know if that's true, but I admire the confidence. All right, I got to meet again Shifty at the Esports World Cup, got to interview and talk with those guys for a brief few minutes. I mean, they dominated. Fnatic had a really good event as well, but outside of that, in the closing day, they were dominant, have been dominant for quite some time. And I do believe that he believes those words. And I love that confidence, because that's what you would need if CDL guys try and swing over, or if they ever want to make their swing at it. But he is welcoming at all arms. CDL boys, if they want to ditch their checks and come compete in Warzone, they can try it. And I like that, because not a lot of people have that amount of confidence with the Warzone take versus COD pros, but Shifty does. But what do you guys think about the never-ending debate? I cannot wait for the content this season. It should be a good one. And Black Ops 6 is certainly reinvigorating an audience, and Omni Movement is scary, but still, all eyes are on the new Call of Duty. Yet again, every year, they somehow do it. We're brainwashed, but here we are again. What do you guys think about it? Till next time, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you back here bright and early Monday. Bring a water and bring a coffee. We'll see you then. Take care.